Welcome to Christiana Pranayama. I help spiritual seekers and agnostics find their center, find their truth, and get rid of their anxiety so that they can trust in the universe and the path that they're on. Today's class is going to be 20 minutes for activists. It's kind of a crazy world we're living in right now. It feels like we've been protesting things for 3 or 4 years now. So I know that all of the activists are starting to get really tired and really burnt out, and this is my offering to you during this trying and challenging time. The first 10 minutes of class are going to be different yoga poses and stretches and exercises that you can do while you're performing activism. So whether you're doing protesting, marches, sit-ins, what have you, these are ways to support you while you're doing those things. And then the second 10 minutes of class, the last 10 minutes, is going to be things that you can do at home after a day of activism to help support yourself and replenish that well. Go ahead and click that thumbs up button below, subscribe to my channel. New videos come every Monday at 8 a.m. and let's go ahead and get started. So since we're starting with active postures because you are out there doing the thing, I wanted to show you some standing ones to start with. So the legs will get really tired from, lots of walking, stomping, marching, standing. The first thing that you're going to do is stretch out your quads. So I want you to move your energy and your balance into your right leg and then pull your left foot in with your left hand. And now sometimes the hip can go up like this or get all weird. You try and pull that hip down so that it's parallel, square, with the other hip so that the knee is directly down. And if your knee's up here, that's fine, but try and bring it back. And like I said, don't let that hip splay out. You're not trying to get it anywhere, you're just trying to stretch that front quad. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can even bend over, right? You feel a little more there. And if you want even more than that, you can put a hand down on the ground, just trying to keep those hips square, keep that balance. That focus will really help you come back into your body. Coming back up, let go of the foot. And then we'll try it on the right side. So grab your right foot with your right hand, square off those hips, and then bring that knee back, pulling back just a little bit. And like I said, you can bend forward if you want, or you can put your hand all the way down to the ground. Again, trying to keep those hips square if you can. But this balance helps to focus your energy, focus the mind, get back into the body, get out of the spiraling thoughts of the head. And you'll come back to center. Another great one you can do is just bringing your knee up to your chest. Again, trying to not have that hip pointing out, but keeping it square. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. That's great. And another thing that I really want to show you that's very important to help activate the parasympathetic nervous system is this chest tapping. So by taking your 2 fingers, or you can do 3 if you'd like, I like 2, taking 2 fingers and tapping them along the top and outside of your collarbone and onto your sternum as well. This helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the vagus nerve, and this will help calm the body down. It helps regulate our emotions, regulates the hormones that are flooding through our body, regulates cortisol, brings the heart rate down, all sorts of good stuff. So you can do this for as long as you want, as often as you want. I'll do it for probably like 30 seconds here and there. It's a great thing to do also if you're on the other side of road rage, if somebody's cut you off in traffic or if somebody's acting really erratic, you can pull over and do this and helps you to calm down very quickly, okay? Another thing we're going to be doing while standing is opening up the chest, because a lot of times when we're scared or sad or grief-stricken, we go in like this. The shoulders go in, the stomach goes in, the head goes down. So the opposite of that, the courageous pose, is open like this. Open heart, open throat, open love, open arms, okay? So you want to practice going between the two of those. You're going to inhale your arms up and out. Exhale, curve your spine. Bring your right hand on top of your left and give yourself a hug. Exhale. Inhale, open up the arms into a cactus. Big, courageous chest, looking up. Exhale, left arm on top this time, rounding the back. One more like that. Inhale, open up the arms. And then exhale, around the spine, right arm over left, giving yourself a nice big hug. Great job on doing the work. Another great chest opening exercise is going to be this one. So interlace your fingers behind your back, and then you're going to move your fist, your gathered palms, onto the right side of the body. Tuck that right elbow back, okay? Bring that right shoulder down so it's not crunching up like this. And then just let your right ear fall down to your right shoulder. You'll get a great big opening in the left side of the neck. Just breathe into that. And then inhale your head back to center. Flip the interlace of your fingers. Go ahead and bring them over onto the left side. Bring that left shoulder down. Let your left ear drop to the shoulder. Breathing into the right side of the neck. Coming back on an inhale. And then go ahead, let the interlace go. And you're just going to bring your head down. Very good. And then lift your chin up. Try and jut your chin up to the ceiling. This helps to release all the tension in the neck. Bringing it back to center. Then look with your nose over your right shoulder. Trying to keep the shoulders square. And then nose over the left shoulder. Fantastic. Great job. Really wonderful job. So I'm going to show you a couple more exercises that you can do while you're in a sit-in. Lots of times you'll be on the floor because it's a sit-in. So rather than just sitting this way, nothing wrong with sitting this way, but it can be a little tiresome at times. So I want to show you fire log pose. If you're comfortable sitting in a cross-legged position like this, you can actually stack your legs one on top of the other, keeping them parallel, and then walk your hands out in front of you. You should feel a huge opening in your outer hips here. Incredible, right? And you can sway side to side, or just feel into that really juicy sensation. Coming back up. You can also take your knees and knock them side to side. This will help open up the hips a little bit. It's less intense than the fire log pose. Great. And now butterfly is another great one, especially if you have hip tension. So bring the soles of your feet together, knees out like a book, and then it's called butterfly for a reason. So you can just actively flap your knees up and down. Great job. Or you can keep them still, whatever's good for you. Another great thing to do while you're sitting down for a sit-in is cross. So if you were in fire log, okay, that first one that I showed you, all you have to do is just bring your top foot down on the mat on the other side of your bottom knee, okay? And then you're gonna twist over in the direction of your top knee, top leg. Looking behind you, you can either grab your knee or you can tuck your elbow on the outside of your knee if you're extra bendy. And then we'll switch to the other side. So from fire log with the other leg on top, bring that foot onto the mat, knee up, and then twist in the direction of that knee. Looking behind you if you need. Lovely. And then of course, everyone knows forward fold. This one you won't want to stay in for a long period of time, but it will help to release a lot of tension if you have tension in your lower back, right? That's a good one. And then one more. If you need a bit of activity while you're still seated, still sitting, you can actually get up on your tiptoes, practice moving your heels up and down, and you can even have fun with balancing here. So you can bring your heels up as high as possible, holding onto your knees, or you can bring the heels down, knees out, hands on the knees, straight spine. Just some good things to do while you're doing the work. So all the previous poses are ones that you can practice while you're in the active activity of activism. Whether you're marching, having a sit-in, protesting, whatever it is, things that help support you while you're being active. These next postures are going to be ones that you can do when you're at home, when you're in a place that's safe, and when you need to calm down from the activities of the day. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is lay out a mat. Go ahead and make sure that you are as warm as you can possibly be. Maybe even put on a few extra layers if you're feeling a little cold, just because you really want to keep that body heat up. It's so good for relaxing the muscles and relaxing your nervous system. So once you're nice and bundled and you're on your mat, go ahead and close down your eyes. Start to breathe through your nose if you can, taking big, deep inhales in, and then sighing it out through the mouth. Deep inhale in, sigh it out through the mouth. Deep inhale in, really open up that rib cage. Audible sigh out. One more. Now on your next inhale, you're going to hold it at the top for 3 seconds. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale silently. Inhale and hold for 3, 2, 3. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. And now we're going to inhale and hold for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. Next one you're going to count in your head. Inhale. 1 more for a count of 6. Inhale. And then we're going to do 2 more where we hold it for 10 seconds. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. 1 more silently counting to yourself. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Great. Flutter open the eyes. You're going to let your chin fall to your chest if that's okay for your neck. Try and pull your shoulders back if you notice they're crunching towards the front. Really pull that chin down to your chest, pulling the shoulders back and up. Inhale your head back to center. Look over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale your chin up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest and round the spine. And now we're going to do some spinal rotations. So pulling yourself over and in front and around, rounding the spine on the exhale. Inhale, pulling yourself forward, chin out, chest out. Exhale, back around. 2 more like this. Opposite direction. Exhale when you round the spine. Inhale, chin out, chest out. Exhale. 1 more. Fantastic. Great job. If you have been doing a lot of standing today, I'm going to recommend we do a couple of forward folds. If your hamstrings are really tight, totally fine. Just keep your knees nice and bent. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, just fold over the legs. You really want to keep this as passive as possible. So even if on a normal day you can have your legs straight and you're down straight, flat on them, but today you're bent, keep it bent. And just relax everything. What you're trying to do is to get your head and your nose between your legs with no activity in the body. Trying to just relax here. Use the inhale to find something you're holding on to, and use the exhale to let it go. If your hands are on your feet, hopefully they are because your knees are nice and bent, just give your feet a little squeeze, giving them gratitude for carrying you today, for helping you, for carrying you all times, taking your weight and your dreams, your mind and your spirit wherever you want to go. Thank you, sweet feet. Slowly come back up to seated. Put your hands about a foot behind you. Knees up, feet flat on the mat. And then you're going to push your hips up into altar pose. Some people call this reverse tabletop. And this might feel really difficult, especially if you've had an extra trying day, because the shoulders can get so tight. But let your head fall back if you can. Really push up with those hips. Really open up through the shoulders. Be courageous. Be strong. Go to your limits of love and push a little further. And then on an exhale, bring your bum back to the mat. If you did not get a chance to do butterfly during your activism today, let's go ahead and do some butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees splayed out. If you can, keep it active and just flutter your knees here. But if you're really tired and in pain, in tension, just keep them quiet. And you can take the torso and go side to side if that helps open anything up. Beautiful. You're doing great. One more stretch before we go to our backs. We're going to do a wide leg straddle. This is also really good for your hamstrings, for your groin. We hold a lot of emotional tension in our hips, especially if you're a woman, and especially if you're on your cycle. So it's going to be really important that we open this up and let the tension go as close to the tension point as possible. So if you had a tense day, this is the best thing to do after a tense day. All that tension that's wound up in there gets unraveled in this pose. And you can either go side to side, or you can fold yourself forward, Or you can put one hand down and open up. This feels really nice. The other side as well. Gorgeous. And we're going to wrap up the last minute of our practice of yoga for activists today on our back. So please find your way flat on your back. And you can either push up into bridge if you feel like you need it, or if you're ready to really relax, you can do supine butterfly. So that same thing that we were doing sitting up before with the active fluttering of the knees, you can just lay flat on your back, feet together, opening your knees out. This will really help, like I said, with all that hip tension. And stay here for 1 minute. Breathing deeply into the hips. All right, bringing awareness back into your fingers and toes. You can circle out the wrists, bring your knees back together. Windshield wiper the knees back and forth, waking up the hips. And then falling to one side, curling into a fetal position, nice and tight as you can make it. Giving thanks for 3 things. Top hand, push yourself up into a seated position. Hands in prayer at your heart center. Giving gratitude to yourself for doing the work. Gratitude to yourself for showing up today. And gratitude to yourself for always believing in what's right. Namaste.